Okay, so if you didn't have the patience to sit through my commentary for Jaws the Revenge, then I make this review for you. If you did have the patience but want to see me bitch about this movie even more, I also make this review for you. So Jaws the Revenge is the last movie in the Jaws series. Why it didn't die out with Jaws 3D, I don't know, but anyway, this one goes back to Amity, beginning of the movie, where Sean Brody, the youngest Brody son, is killed by a shark. Ellen Brody, the wife, is under the suspicion that the shark is out for revenge against the family because they never really say. Like, guess it's like the same shark from the same family that died in Jaws 1, 2, or wait a minute, 3 doesn't count if you were to go by the director. But anyway, I'll get to that later. The oldest son, Michael, comes up to Amity to comfort her, and he comes up with the brilliant idea of, hey, you're feeling down, why don't we get you away from this island and go to the Bahamas, where we're living, no sharks anywhere to be found there. That is just the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. So basically, she goes to the Bahamas, and the same shark that killed Sean followed her down to the Bahamas and proceeds to attack in a surprisingly boring revenge story. Now, when I said the director of this movie doesn't count Jaws 3D as an actual Jaws movie, here's what I mean. He felt that Jaws 3D was so bad, he said, no, Jaws the Revenge is going to be the true sequel to Jaws 2, completing a Jaws trilogy, basically. And what killed Jaws 3D was really bad special effects and corny as hell 3D. Or, as of today, no 3D, since there hasn't been a 3D release of Jaws 3D. Although I actually would pay to see that, honestly. But anyway, getting back to Jaws the Revenge. What kills this movie is an idiotic script. There's just stupid decisions that the characters make. Dialogue is terrible. The acting is crappy. The shark looks really, really bad. Really does look like plastic. And this guy does not know how to make a movie. I think the director is Joseph Sargent. And this is probably one of the most inept films I've ever seen made. I mean, I complain about the Transformers movies, but this is just another type of poor filmmaking. I mean, whenever the shark pops up on screen, it is always really unconvincing. There are even points where you see the mechanical arm that's holding up the shark, and you're just like, oh, come on, did anybody know how to shoot this movie or edit it? There's a scene where the shark breaks into a wooden ship trying to get Michael Brody, and the airbags from inside the mechanical shark's mouth just pop out really briefly, and then as Michael's taking off up to the surface, the shark's laying there, and you can see the sliding track that the shark is on and the wires that used to control it. And you're just like, oh, for fuck's sake, this looks awful. And then there's the ending, or should I say endings. There are two endings to this movie. The first one that's on all the DVDs and during the theatrical release, Ellen has flashbacks of an event in the first Jaws that she never witnessed, where Chief Brody's shooting the shark and goes, "Smile, you son of a bitch." And as she's remembering this for some weird sepia tone reason, she's driving the boat towards the shark. Shark's up in the air, roaring. Yeah, that's right, the shark roars like a cartoon character. And after the movie shows stock footage of Chief Brody saying, "Smile, you son of a bitch," we suddenly get a 1-second shot of the ship ramming into the shark, and then it cuts to, kid you not, a Play-Doh shark in a bathtub that blows up by being stabbed by a boat made entirely out of popsicle sticks. I mean, if you were to look at a shark exploding frame by frame, you could see that it is a Play-Doh shark in a bathtub being stabbed by a boat made out of popsicle sticks. Ignore the fact that the shark, had no reason to blow up. The shark just spontaneously explodes for some reason. No explosives, no grenades, no nothing. Just stabbed in the boat and then blows up. Universal, a major film studio, decided to opt out with a Play-Doh shark that is pulled. It's like something out of an Ed Wood movie. And that's actually claimed to be the better ending. I think it's the worst because the original ending was the same thing happens. Ellen remembers events in Jaws she never witnessed. But then we see an establishing shot of the shark in the air, but the boat is still going towards it, stabs the shark with that same shot, except the shark is bleeding out of its mouth. It sinks to the bottom of the ocean, drags the front of the boat with it, and basically just sinks to the ocean floor. Now, the reason why that might be considered not a good ending, well, actually, there's an official reason why that ending was scrapped, but the reason I feel like that's the better ending is because it's just very simple. It's not zany. It's not poorly edited. It's actually kind of well filmed. I don't want to say that for this movie, but it's like at least you can tell what's going on. Even though there's a shot where the shark is like really above the water like this. Like this is my water, the water is my hand and the shark is like this high. It just looks unconvincing, especially since it's a medium shot. But at least you can make it out and it's more comprehensible than the shark just blowing up spontaneously, and then it cuts to stock footage of the first Jaws, of the first shark like that blew up sinking to the bottom of the ocean. So the actual reason why the exploding shark ending was there is because there's a character which is just a Jamaican stereotype. Hey man, we're gonna go research some sharks, man. He gets eaten by the shark, and when the original ending was shown to test audiences, they were pissed off that he did not survive. The character's Jake, he got eaten by the shark, and test audiences were bummed out that he did not survive. So they refilmed the ending to have the shark blow up just so he could survive. That, I don't know. This movie just, can't think of any words right now. When I did my commentary for Jaws the Revenge, I realized that, whenever there's no shark action, this movie's actually kind of boring. I mean, not much happens. Like, if you watch the commentary, I honestly struggled to come up with some stuff to say during the non-shark sequences. And it was tough. I mean, that's why I'm doing this review, so I can create a more condensed video explaining why this movie sucks. But if there was one person that seemed to, I don't know, at least come across as charming in this movie, it's Michael Caine. It's sad to see him in this movie, especially since he won an Oscar the previous year for Best Supporting Actor. I forget exactly what movie it is, but he won an Oscar. But he couldn't attend the ceremony because he was too busy filming Jaws the Revenge. I will say that even though he gave up receiving an Oscar in person to shoot one of the worst movies ever made, at least that shows that he's committed. And he's that guy, it's like, if the movie's bad, so what? I mean, he just wants to work. At least he's the only guy in this movie who has some charm to him. And he does have the funniest moment where the shark, he lands the plane in the water, like during the big finale. The shark goes out of the water to eat him, and he's just like, oh shit. All right, I had to do Michael Caine. Oh shit. It's just like so casually freaked out about a shark. It was like, oh shit, I dropped my wallet down the sewer. Oh shit, a shark's attacking me. That is just so... That's probably the most amusing part of this movie, because when you get right down to it, Jaws the Revenge, I was caught between ratings. I mean, I'd say don't waste your money because most of the time it's just boring. But at the same time, this movie tries so hard to connect back to Jaws that it even has many references that basically are just like, remember how great Jaws was? And then, speaking of which, you gotta go Jaws is one of the greatest movies of all time. It is a cinematic masterpiece, and then to see it de-evolve into this piece of shit is just... It's almost insulting. Where Jaws took a B-movie idea and took some film lessons from Alfred Hitchcock, Jaws the Revenge took a B-movie idea and just went below Ed Wood status. So, this is a tough one. Okay, you know what? Just the fact that it tries so hard to connect back to Jaws that's insulting kind of pisses me off. And when I'm pissed off at a movie, that's when I tell it to burn in hell. On my old channel, when I reviewed Jaws the Revenge, I gave it a rating that was the equivalent to Don't Waste Your Money, but I'm pissed off. So burn in hell, Jaws the Revenge, and thank God there were no other movies to follow, except a bunch of other shitty shark movies. So that is my review for Jaws the Revenge. That is my review for all the Jaws movies. I'm going to go watch Jaws now, but before I do, I want to tell you guys to leave a comment and tell me what you thought of the movie. You can subscribe to my channel for more videos in the future. Check out my video blog channel, AlexG462. You can find links to my Twitter, Facebook, Tumblr, and Instagram accounts on this YouTube page. Go check me out at letterboxd.com under the name Mr. Robinson, and go check out my written reviews on geekedoutnation.com. Be sure to share me with your friends and tell them about me. This is the real Mr. Robinson telling you there is only one. I'll see you guys later.